Hello everyone, it's me Anjana from LearnoHub, the free learning platform where you can study Math, Science and SST absolutely free at learnohub.com. In today's class, we are going to discuss ICSE Class 10 Maths Chapter 2 Banking. We'll understand the concepts of recurring deposit account with examples and solve more questions from exercise 2A. Hope you all are ready. Let's start. First, let's understand what banking is. Banking is a business of receiving, safeguarding and lending of money. Receiving means when you deposit your money in bank is receiving your money. Second, safeguarding. You know your money is safe in a bank. That is, bank is protecting your money. Then, lending of money. You have heard of loans. Like the bank will be lending loans to people who are in need. That is what lending of money mean. Now, banking is actually a process. And the place where this process happens is called a bank. Bank is an institution which carries on the business of taking deposit and lending money. Do we really need a bank? What are the main functions of bank? First one, receiving money from depositors. Second, lending money on demand. And the third, providing other useful services to society, which includes this, if you want to pay the school fees, what you can do net banking. Then you will be getting many loans. You have heard of car loans, home loans or loans for some business purpose. You can get many loans from a bank. These are the useful services that bank provides us. Now here you should remember a word called rate of interest. That is, when you deposit your money in a bank, after some period of time, you will be receiving that money plus it will fetch an interest. Okay. Similarly, when you borrow money from a bank, you will have to pay an interest as well. So, the rate of interest that is charged from a borrower will always be greater than the rate of interest that is paid to a depositor. Remember this point. Therefore, we can say that bank is making a profit. Hence, banking is a business. Okay. Now, there are different types of accounts like the savings accounts, fixed deposit account, then current account and the recurring deposit account. Savings accounts are the normal accounts where you can deposit your money and withdraw from an ATM whenever you like. Second is a fixed deposit account. Fixed deposit means, as the name suggests, it is fixed. For example, I am selling my plot and I got some 15 lakh rupees. I don't want that money now. So later I can use that money. What I can do is that I can deposit in an FD account or the fixed deposit account. After some period of time, like say for 3 years or for 5 years or 10 years, it will be fetching an interest as well. So while withdrawing, I will be getting the amount I deposited and the interest it gained. Third is the current account. Current account is mainly for business transactions. And the fourth is RD accounts are the recurring deposit account. In this chapter, we are confining our studies to the RD account. Let's see what RD accounts are. Under the scheme, a depositor chooses a specified amount and deposits that amount every month for a fixed period chosen by him or her at the time of opening this account. Here you have to remember it is for a fixed period. Also, you are depositing a fixed amount. Fixed amount you are depositing like installments for a fixed period. For example, this month if you are paying 2,500 rupees, next month again you have to pay the same 2,500. For n number of months you will be paying the same 2,500 rupees. This fixed period you will be calculating in terms of number of months. How long you will be paying the same amount. Okay. At the end of this fixed period, you will be getting back the money. This end of this fixed period is called maturity period. Maturity period. Maturity period. That fixed period of time. The amount that you receive back, the total amount that you get back, it includes both the amount that you paid and the interest it gained, is called maturity value. Maturity value. Clear? Now let's see how to calculate the maturity value. So computing maturity value of a recurring deposit account. First thing, remember some terms, that is P. P is the monthly installment, total amount deposited every month. Then N. N is number of months. When you get questions, you will be given like 2 years, 3 years. In that case, you have to convert it into number of months. In terms of number of months, you will be doing the calculations. Third, R. That is the rate of interest. We need P, N and R. If this is given, you can find the interest on the whole deposit. I can be calculated. We have the formula. I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. Do memorize this formula because you will be using this throughout this chapter. If you know this formula and the one we are going to discuss next, you need this formula everywhere in every question that we are going to do in this entire chapter. So, we can calculate interest when the principal or the monthly installment, number of months and rate of interest is given using the formula I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. Now, using this, you can find the maturity value. Maturity value includes the total sum deposited and the interest. Total sum deposited, what that mean is, you are depositing some, for example 2500 every month. You are depositing it for n number of months. Then the total sum deposited can be calculated using this formula, that is P into N. P into N, where P is the total amount that is you are depositing in a particular month and N is the total number of months. So, P into N gives us the total sum deposited and we need the interest. We know how to find interest. Interest I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. That is, this is the equation to find maturity value, which includes P into N, that is the total sum deposited, and the interest, that is P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. Do you find any difficulty in memorizing the second formula? In that case, you can just find the maturity value using a simpler formula, that is P into N, which is the same thing, that is total sum deposited, plus I. I we know is the interest. We know to calculate interest. So, in most of the questions, they will ask you to find the interest first and then to calculate the maturity value. In that case, you will have a fixed value for interest. You just need to substitute in this formula to get the maturity value. In place of using this complete formula, just by finding the interest, you can calculate the maturity value. Maturity value is equal to P into N, which is the total sum deposited plus the interest. Clear? So, you will be getting different types of questions from this chapter, that is to find the interest or to find the maturity value. Maybe maturity value and interest are given and you will be asked to find the principal. Then you need to find the number of months when principal, interest, maturity value, etc. are given. What is given, using that you can find what is required just by using the same formula. By solving questions, you will understand it in detail. Are you ready? Let's start solving problems. Okay. Here is our first example. Kiran deposited rupees 200 per month for 36 months in a bank's recurring deposit account. If the bank pays interest at the rate of 11% per annum, find the amount she gets on maturity. So, what are the quantities given in this question? We have the monthly installment, that is principal value is given, P is equal to rupees 200. Then for 36 months, N value, N is equal to 36 months. What else is given? If the bank pays interest at the rate of 11% per annum, rate of interest is given, right? R is equal to 11%. Find the amount she gets on maturity. That is, we have to find the maturity value. Maturity value is equal to question mark. We need to find the maturity value. In order to determine maturity value, first we need to find the interest amount. We have a formula. We memorized a formula to study interest. We had studied a formula to find interest. Interest I is equal to P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. This is the formula to find interest amount. So in this question, we have the value of P here. We know what N is equal to 36 given. We know what R is. So let's find what the value of I is. I is equal to 200 into value of N, 36. N plus 1 is 36 plus 1, 37 into 37 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. R is 11. 11 divided by 100. Cancel out zeros. 2, 12 and 36, 3 times. So, interest I is equal to 3 into 37 into 11. On multiplying 37 and 3, you will be getting 111 into 11. How do you multiply with 11? We have an easy technique. That is, write the number which is to be multiplied with 11. Again, leave a space here. Write the same number. On adding this, you will be getting the value. So, here in this question, it is 1221. This is the interest amount. Rupees 1221. We got the interest amount. Now, how do you find maturity value? Maturity value is equal to P into N plus interest. We have a formula to find maturity value. That is, in this chapter, we studied two formula. One is to find the interest. I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. The second formula was to find maturity value. Maturity value is equal to P into N plus I. MV is equal to P into N. P is 200. 200 into N value we know, that is 36. 36 plus interest. Interest we calculated. Interest is equal to rupees 1221. Just the calculation part is remaining. 200 into 36. You will be getting 7,200 plus interest amount, that is 1,221 is equal to adding 7,200 and 1,221. You will be getting 8,421 rupees. This is the amount she gets on maturity. That is a maturity value. Is this question clear? What did we do here? First, we found the interest, added this interest to P into N. We got the maturity value. Clear? So, this is the first type of question. That is a direct question. We need to find the interest and the maturity value. Here is our second example. Mr. R.K. Nair gets rupees 6,455 at the end of 1 year at the rate of 14% per annum in a recurring deposit account. Find the monthly installment. Here we have to find the monthly installment. That is the P value we need to determine in this question. Maturity value is given. Maturity value, here it is equal to rupees 6,455. What else is given? Yes, the N value is given. N is equal to 1 year. What we need to do? We have to convert years into months. That is 1 year is equal to 12 months. 12 months. Then rate of interest is given. R value is equal to 14%. That is 14%. How do you calculate interest? Yes, we memorized a formula to find interest. Interest I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. Just substituting the values. I is equal to, we don't know what P is. So keep it as it is. P into, what is the value of N? Is equal to 12. So 12 into 12 plus 1, 13 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100, that is 14 divided by 100. We can cancel this 12, then 2 and 14 can be cancelled, you will get 7. 13 into 7 divided by 100. What is 13 into 7? 91. Okay, 91. You have a P here, that is 91P divided by 100. This is what our interest is. This can be written as 0.91P. Interest is equal to 0.91P. Next, how do you find the maturity value? Maturity value MV is equal to P into N plus I. In this question, we have maturity values given, right? That is 6,455 is equal to P into N. P we don't know. So, keep it as it is into N. N is equal to 12 plus interest. Interest I is equal to 0.91P. 6,455 is equal to 12P plus 0.91P. Adding 12P and 0.91P, you will be getting 12.91P is equal to 6,455. How do you find the value of P now? 12.91P is equal to 6,455. P is equal to 6,455 divided by 12.91. We have brought this to the denominator. So, in order to remove the decimal, we can multiply and divide by 100. We will be getting 6,455. Now, we have multiplied with 100, that is we have to add 2 zeros and the denominator 1,291. What do you get the final answer? You will be getting rupees 500. So, here in this question we had determined the monthly investment, that is this person is depositing 500 rupees every month. Okay, so this is our final answer. Clear? This is the second type of question. In the first question, we had determined the interest and the maturity value. This is a question in which we are finding the monthly installment, that is a P value. This is the second type of question. Clear? Okay, let's now move on to the third example. Ahmad has a recurring deposit account in a bank. He deposits rupees 2,500 per month for 2 years. If he gets rupees 66,250 at the time of maturity, find the interest paid by the bank and the rate of interest. So, what are the quantities that is given in the question? First thing, he deposits rupees 2,500 per month. Monthly installment is given, that is P value is given. P is equal to rupees 2,500. For 2 years, that is N value. N is equal to 2 years. Years should be converted into months. 2 years is equal to 24 months. 24 months. Then, If he gets rupees 66,250 at the time of maturity, which means maturity value is also given, MV is equal to rupees 66,250. First question is to find the interest paid by the bank. Interest I is equal to question mark. This is the first thing that we need to determine. Then the rate of interest. Second question is to find rate of interest. R is equal to question mark. So in this question, first thing to find is the interest. How do you find interest? You can use the formula, but here the value of R is missing. So using the formula, you won't be getting the correct value of interest. In that case, we have the formula to find maturity value. Maturity value MV is equal to P into N plus I. Here we have an interest, right? We know the value of P. We know what N is. We know the maturity value. Then how do you find interest? Interest is equal to maturity value minus P into N. What is maturity value here? 66,250. 66,250 minus P is equal to 2,500 into N is equal to 24. Interest I is equal to 66,250 multiplying 2,524. What do you get? Yes, 60,000. Subtracting 60,000 from 66,250. 6,250 rupees. This is the value of interest. So we determined interest. Now using interest, you can find the rate of interest. That is the second part of the question. Let's begin. That is, we have the equation for interest. Interest I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. Just substitute the values. We know what interest is. Interest is equal to 6,250 is equal to, what is P? 2,500. 2,500 into N value is 24. 24 into N plus 1 is 24 plus 1, 25. Divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. Cancelling out zeros. What else can be cancelled? 2 into 12 is 24. We have a 24 in the numerator as well. 25 into 25. How much is 25 into 25? 25 square. Yes. 625, right? So, 625 times R is equal to 6,250. Then what is the value of R? R is equal to 6,250 divided by 625. 6,250 by 625, you will be getting 10. 10% is the rate of interest. This is the third type of problem where we are finding the rate of interest when maturity value is given in the question. Understand? Here is a fourth example. Monica had a recurring deposit account in the Union Bank of India and deposited rupees 600 per month. If the maturity value of this account was rupees 24,930 and the rate of interest was 10% per annum, find the time in years for which the account was held. What are the quantities given? P is given, that is rupees 600. Then maturity value is given. Maturity value is equal to rupees 24,930 and the rate of interest is given. Rate of interest R is equal to 10%. Find the time. N is equal to question mark. Here, in this question, we have to find the time. That is a bit complicated question compared to the other questions we have solved. Here, if you have a clear idea about quadratic equation, you can smoothly solve this question. So, from the given quantities, we can write interest I is equal to P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. Just substitute the values given. P is equal to 600. 600 into value of n we don't know. So, keep it as it is. N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into value of R is 10. 10 divided by 100. Cancelling out the zeros. 6, 12, you get 2 here. 2, 10, you get 5 here. Okay, then interest I is equal to 5n into n plus 1 divided by 2. This is what our interest is in terms of n because we don't know what n is. Next, we know maturity value is equal to P into n plus I. What is the maturity value here? 24,930 is equal to P into n. 600 into n plus I, that is 5n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Now what can be done? Dividing throughout by 5. That is both the left hand side and the right hand side you have to divide by 5. You will be getting 4, 9, 8, 6 is equal to 600 n becomes 120 n plus here this 5 can get cancelled because in the denominator we are dividing by 5. N into n plus 1 divided by 2. Next, we have to remove this 2. For that, what can be done? We can multiply throughout with 2. Okay, multiplying throughout by 2. That is 4,986 into 2. You will be getting 9,972 is equal to 240 n plus n into n plus 1. This can be written as 240 n plus n into n plus 1 is n square plus n, right? We are removing the brackets here. That is equal to 9,972. This is n square plus 240n plus n, 241n minus 9,972 is equal to 0. So, this is our final quadratic equation. Now, in order to get the value of n, you have to solve this quadratic equation. There are two methods. Either you can solve it by the splitting the middle term method, or you have a formula, that is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Both are correct. Now, let's try this using the splitting the middle term. For that, first we need to find what the factors are. That is, take this value 9,972. From this, we have to find what the factors are. This can be divided with 2. We will be getting 4, 9, 8, 6. Again, it can be divided by 2. 2, 4, 9, 3. Now, we can't do by 2. So, that we will go to the next prime number, that is 3. 3, 8, 3, 1. Again, continue division with 3. You will be getting 2, 7, 7. Now this 277 is a prime number, which means we cannot further divide with any other prime numbers. That is 277 into multiplying all these values, that is 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 3, 12, 12 into 3, 36. You will be getting this value, multiplying 277 and 36, you will be getting this value, which means these are the factors. Now, while splitting the middle term, you have to remember one thing, that is here we have a positive value, which means of these two numbers, one number is positive and the other number is negative, because on multiplying we have to get a negative number here. Since this is positive, it means the greater number should be positive, that is 277 and 36. Of this 277 and 36, which is the greatest number? 277 is the greatest number, which means 277 should be positive. That is n square plus 277n minus 36 should be negative. 36n minus 9972 is equal to 0. Now we can easily find what the value of n is. Taking common, n into n plus 277. Taking common, minus 36 can be taken as common into n plus 277 is equal to 0. N minus 36 into n plus 277 will be equal to 0, which implies the possible value of n are 36 and minus 277. Can the number of years be equal to a negative value? That is not possible, which means we have to neglect this value. We cannot take this negative 277. So the possible value is 36. Therefore, in this question, we were asked to find the time in years. 36 is the number of months. So, n is equal to 36 months. So, that n is equal to, we determined n is equal to 36 months. 36 months mean how many years? Yes, that is 3 years. So, the time taken will be 3 years. Is this clear? This is the fourth type of problem. So, the first problem was finding interest and maturity value. In the second example, the second type we discussed, that is finding the principal, that is the monthly investment. Third problem, we determined the rate of interest. This is a fourth type of question where we have determined the value of n, that is the time or maturity period. Clear? Is there any doubt? So, this is an important problem. If you only know to solve the quadratic equation properly, you will be able to solve this question or you will be stuck here. Okay. So, the steps for solving this quadratic equation you should clearly know. Fine. Now, let's solve more problems from textbook exercise 2A. We won't be solving every question because it will take a long time and the video length will be more. Here, the question is question number 2 of exercise 2A. Miss Matthew opened a recurring deposit account in a certain bank and deposited rupees 640 per month for 4.5 years. Find the maturity value of this account if the bank pays interest at the rate of 12% per year. What are the given quantities? We have the monthly installment P. P is equal to rupees 640. Then N is given, N is equal to 4.5 years. 4.5 years. We need to convert years into months. 4.5 years means 54 months. Never do calculation with n equal to number of years, you have to first convert it into months. Then, rate of interest is given, R is equal to 12%. We need to calculate the maturity value. Maturity value we need to calculate. To calculate maturity value, we need to find the interest because maturity value is equal to P into N plus I. How do you find interest? Interest I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. This is the formula to find interest. Putting values, we have interest I is equal to P is 640 into N 54, N plus 1 55 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. R is 12. 12 divided by 100. Calculate this. You will be getting rupees 9,504. Just check this answer. Interest is equal to 9,504. Now we can easily find the maturity value. Maturity value is equal to P into N. That is 640 into N is 54. 54 plus interest. Interest I is equal to 9,504. We have calculated the interest. Maturity value is equal to, do this calculation, that is 640 into 54. You will be getting 34,560. Check this answer. Plus 9,504. On adding, you will be getting the maturity value. Maturity value is rupees 44,064. This is your final answer. The question, we are asked to find the maturity value. To calculate maturity value, we first determine the interest. Interest plus P into N, we got the maturity value. 44,064 rupees. This is the maturity value. Okay. Problem number 2. Question number 3 of exercise 2A. Each of A and B both opened recurring deposit accounts in a bank. If A deposited rupees 1,200 per month for 3 years and B deposited rupees 1,500 per month for 2.5 years, find on maturity who will get more amount and by how much. The rate of interest paid by the bank is 10% per annum. In this case, you have to calculate the maturity values of A and B separately. First, let's find for A and then for B. In case of A, what is the monthly installment? P is equal to rupees 1,200. Then N is equal to 3 years, which is equal to 36 months. 36 months. Rate of interest is given. What is the rate of interest here? Yes, 10%. 10%. Interest I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. Using this, you can find the interest. Interest I is equal to, substituting the values, 1,200 into 36, N plus 1. N plus 1 is 37 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100, that is 10 divided by 100. Cancelling out zeros. 12, 2 and 36. 18. 18 into 37 into 10. We'll be getting rupees 6,660. Do the calculation. Here the interest is rupees 6,660. Now maturity value for A. Maturity value for A will be equal to, what is the formula? P into N plus I. Correct. P into N plus I. Here what is the value of P? 1200. 1200 into N is equal to 36 plus I we calculated, that is 6,660. 6,660, which is equal to 1200 into 36. You will be getting 43,200 plus 6,660. The maturity value for A is equal to rupees 49,860. Interest in case of B and then the maturity value. For B, principal or the monthly installment P is equal to rupees 1,500. Then N is equal to 2.5 years. 2.5 years means 2 years is equal to 24 months. Half year. Half year means again 6 months should be added. That is 30 months. 30 months. Then rate of interest. Rate of interest. In both the cases the rate of interest is 10%. Interest. We have the formula to find interest. P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. Here 1,500 into 30 N plus 1, 31 divided by 2 into 12 into 10 divided by 100. Do the calculation. You can cancel out the zeros. 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15. Then 2, 30. Can cancel, it becomes 15. On solving this, you will be getting rupees 5,812.5. Do the calculation part properly. Now, to find the maturity value, which is equal to P into N, this is for B. Maturity value for B, P into N plus I equal to 1,500 into, what is the N value? N is equal to 30. 30 plus I, we calculated I, that is 5,812.5 equal to 1,500 into 30. You will be getting 45,000 plus 5,812.5, which is equal to rupees. On adding this, you will be getting 50,812.5. This is the maturity value in case of B. Here we know B is getting more amount as maturity value. For A it is 49,860. Now in order to find who will get more amount and by how much, we just need to find the difference. Since 50,812.5 is greater than 49,860, we know that B is getting greater amount. In order to find the difference, just subtract. That is 50,812.5 minus 49,860. You will be getting 952.5. This is your final answer. That is difference is equal to 952.5. B gets an amount of 952 more than A. B gets an amount of 952 more than A. Calculation part is clear. You have to find the interest and maturity value of A and B separately. After getting the maturity value, you just need to find the difference. This is how this problem can be solved. Question number 4 of exercise 2A. Ashish deposits a certain sum of money every month in a recurring deposit account for a period of 12 months. If the bank pays interest at the rate of 11% per annum and Ashish gets rupees 12,715 as a maturity value of this account, what sum of money did he pay every month? This is an example of type 2 problem. Here, the maturity value or interest is not what is to be determined. We need to find the sum of money he paid every month, which is the monthly installment. Given quantities are N. Number of months, that is 12 months. Then, what else is given? Rate of interest. R is equal to 11%. Maturity value is given. Maturity value is rupees 12,715. Interest I is equal to P into N into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. We don't know the value of P. I is equal to, keep P as it is, substitute other values, that is N is equal to 12, N plus 1, 12 plus 1, 13, divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. R is equal to 11. 11 divided by 100 equal to 12, and 12 can be cancelled. On doing the calculation, you will be getting 0.715 P. That is interest in terms of P. I in terms of P. Maturity value MV is equal to P into N plus I. Here, substitute 12,715 is equal to P into N. P, keep it as it is. N is equal to 12. 12 plus I. We know I in terms of P. That is 0.715 P equal to 12P plus 0.715 P. 12,715 is the maturity value. Now, adding 12P and 0.715 P, we will be getting 12.715 P. On the other side, it is 12,715. Now, P is equal to 12,715 divided by 12.715. Calculation is simple. On the numerator and denominator, you can multiply by 1000 in order to remove the decimals. Then the final answer will be, that is the monthly installment will be equal to rupees 1000. P is equal to rupees 1000. So first we determined interest in terms of P and substituted this interest in terms of P into this equation for finding the maturity value. The value of maturity was given in the question. Substituting all other values, we can calculate the value of P. Clear? Next question, problem number 4. Question number 8 of exercise 2A. Miss Geeta deposited rupees 350 per month in a bank for 1 year and 3 months under the recurring deposit scheme. If the maturity value of her deposits is rupees 5,565, find the rate of interest per annum. What are the given quantities? We have monthly installment P is equal to rupees 350. Then N is given 1 year 3 months, 12 plus 3, that is 15 months. 15 months. Maturity value is also given, that is rupees 5,565. We need to find the rate of interest. How do you find the rate of interest? We have to first expression for interest. Interest is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. Now substitute the values. Interest I is equal to P is 350 into N is 15. 15 plus 1, 16 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. R we don't know. R by 100. Now on calculating, 12 and 16, 4, 3. Cancelling with 4. Then you can cancel a 0. 35 into 15, that is 3 and 15 can be cancelled. You will be getting 5. 35 into 5 into 4, 20 into R divided by 2 into 10. Now you can cancel the zeros. 2 can be cancelled. I is equal to 35 R. I is equal to 35 R. I is equal to 35 R. Maturity value is equal to P into N plus I. Here 350 into 15 plus I is equal to 35 R. That is rate of interest and I is related as I is equal to 35 R. Interest in terms of rate of interest. That is 35 R. We know the maturity value, that is 5,565. 5,565. Now do the calculation part. 350 into 15. 35 into 15. 25. 17. 5. 3. That is, you will be getting 5,565 is equal to 350 into 15 is 5,250 plus 35 R. We need to find the value of R. 35 R is equal to 5,565 minus 5,250. How much do you get on subtracting 5,250 from 5,565? You will be getting 315. So 35 R is equal to 315 Then the value of R is 315 by 35. 35 into 9 is equal to 315. So the answer is 9%. Rate of interest R is equal to 9%. This is type 3 problem, that is to find rate of interest. In the previous question, we discussed how to find monthly installment or P value. Before that, it was a direct question to find interest and the maturity value. Clear? Problem number 5. Question number 9 of exercise 2A. A recurring deposit account of rupees 1200 per month has a maturity value of rupees 12,440. If the rate of interest is 8% and the interest is calculated at the end of every month, find the time in months of this recurring deposit account. Here the given quantities are P is equal to 1200 rupees. Then the maturity value is given, which is rupees 12,440. What else is given? The rate of interest is given. Yes, that is R equal to 8%. Now we need to find the value of N. This is somewhat the lengthy problem. That is the solving quadratic equation in order to find N. We have solved a similar example. Yeah, let's find the answer. We have interest is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100, which is equal to, substituting the values, P is 1200. We don't know the value of N. So, N into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. R is equal to 8. 8 divided by 100 is the interest. Now, we can cancel the zeros. 12 and 4. 4 twos are 8. Okay. Therefore, I is equal to 4n into n plus 1. 4n into n plus 1. Next, we have maturity value is equal to P into n plus I. Here the maturity value is 12,440, which is equal to P into n. 1200 times n plus the interest. Interest is 4n into n plus 1. This can be written as 4n square plus 4n plus 1200n minus 12,440 equal to 0. Just rearranging the terms. 4n square plus 1200 plus 4, that is 1204 n minus 12,440 equal to 0. Here we can cancel throughout by 4 because all of these numbers are multiples of 4. Dividing throughout by 4. We will be getting n square plus 1204 n, that is 301 n minus 12,440 becomes 3,110, which is equal to 0. Now in order to find the value of n, we can use the method of splitting the middle term. 301. For that, we need to find the factors. Taking this 3110 can be divided using 2. We will be getting 1, 5, 5, 5. Dividing by 5, 3, 1, 1. 311 is a prime number. So further division is not possible. Factors are 2 into 5. You will be getting 10. And the second 311. Now we need to put the positive and negative sign. Here we have a negative, which means any one of this number, that is either 10 or 311, should be negative. Now here we have a positive sign, which means the greater number should be positive. Here 311 is greater than 10. So 311 should be positive and 10 should be negative. This can be rearranged as n square plus 311 n minus 10 n minus 3110 is equal to 0. Taking the common factors, n into n plus 311 minus 10 into n plus 311 is equal to 0. N minus 10 into n plus 311 is equal to 0. What are the n values? N should either be equal to 10 or minus 311. Here in this question, n is the number of months. Number of months we know can never be negative. So the only possible value is 10. So 10 months. 10 months. N value is equal to 10 months. Try solving more questions like this, because here you need to solve a quadratic equation. Practice solving more quadratic equations. This is the easiest method to solve quadratic equation, or either you can use the formula, that is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. In either way you can solve. So this is the simplest way to solve this. Problem 6. Mr. Gupta opened a recurring deposit account in a bank. He deposited rupees 2500 per month for 2 years. At the time of maturity, he got rupees 67,500. Find the first question, the total interest earned by Mr. Gupta. Second, the rate of interest per annum. What are the given quantities? Here we have the monthly installment P is equal to rupees 2,500. Then N is given. N is equal to 2 years. 2 years means 24 months. 24 months. Maturity value is also given. Maturity value is equal to 67,500. Now the first question is to find interest. When you use the direct formula to find interest, you will be getting interest in terms of R. Here the value of R is not given. So that we have maturity value is equal to P into N plus I. In this equation, P value, N value and the maturity value. So easily we can find the value of I. I is equal to maturity value minus P into N. Maturity value is 67,500 minus P 2,500 into N, that is 24. We will be getting 67,500 minus 2,500 into 24, 60,000. 60,000. On subtracting, you will be getting rupees 7,500, which is the interest. The first question, find the total interest earned by Mr. Gupta. Rupees 7,500 is the total interest earned by Mr. Gupta. Now the second question, find the rate of interest per annum. Formula, that is I is equal to P into N plus 1 divided by 2 into 12 into R divided by 100. Here we need to substitute the value. I is equal to 7,500. P is 2,500 into N is equal to 24. N plus 1 is 25 divided by 2 into 12 into R by 100. Cancelling zeros. 2 into 12 is 24. 24 can be cancelled. We have 25 into 25. 25 square, that is 625. 625 times R is 7,500. Then R is equal to 7,500 divided by 625. What is the answer? We will be getting R is equal to 12%. R is equal to 12%. So in this question, here the first part, it is to find the interest. So we use this formula, because if you use this formula first, you will be getting interest in terms of R, which is not possible, right? Therefore, we have to use this and find the interest first. Only then calculate rate of interest. That's all for today. In today's class, we have discussed about the concepts of banking and studied what recurring deposit account is. We memorized two important formulas, one to find interest and the second to find maturity value. Hope you all enjoyed my class. I'll be back with the next session. Until then, stay tuned to LearnoHub. LearnoHub free hai, par best hai. Thank you.